right, Screwball here. We're going to go ahead and do this Q&A here. We were starting to do it outside. Our neighbor started cutting his grass, so we had to bring it inside. So I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate all the questions that I got. I didn't count them. I couldn't tell you. I have some that weren't on the YouTube channel. I had some that come off of the Facebook channel, and then some people just ask me some of these questions. Nancy's going to have them on paper. She's going to ask me these questions, interrogate me, however you want to say it. So I'm going to try to answer all of them to the best of my abilities. So again, I appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate you sending questions, and if you have more questions after this, feel free to put them on here, and I will just go ahead and answer them, on here. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna let Miss Nancy get started here.
All right, this is from John from Michigan. It says, in the beginning, did you ever feel a little overwhelmed with the PDUs, and at what point did you feel your trail legs were there?
All right, well, PDUs are pointless ups and downs. In the beginning, now, they weren't really what I would consider pointless ups and downs. You're not really thinking about that when you're starting out, though. You're just excited because you're going up over the mountains and stuff on trail. To this point, the biggest PUD would be coming out of Laurel Falls. Whenever you start at that 3-mile hike up that mountain, which is pointless. There's no overviews, overlooks, or any type of view whatsoever as you go up that mountain. So you got a 3-mile climb coming up out of that gorge, and then you turn around and go right back down, right back down into the lake. So that was a pointless. I don't understand why they had that climb. But other than that, everything else so far has been, pretty reasonable.
All right, Be Still on the Trail has several questions.
Well, my trail legs, though, did you answer my trail legs?
No.
Okay, and my trail legs, they started coming in probably after Hot Springs in Irwin, Tennessee. By the time I got to Damascus, I feel like I had my trail legs under me real good, which happened to be the time I got off trail. So they're gone. I'll have to redo my trail legs. But yeah, I had them by the time we got off trail, by the time I went through Elizabeth and into Damascus.
Okay, John still had another one. It said also hiker hunger. When did that set in?
Hiker hunger? Hiker hunger set in probably after Franklin, Tennessee, and by the time I made it into the Smokies, it was there. So
he still got it.
Well, a little bit, but I'm about to get rid of it. I'd say by the time I got into the Smokies and by the time I went to Gatlinburg, yeah, we had the hiker hunger.
Okay, now Be Still on the Trail. How was it started in February with the cold and snow, and would you make any gear changes or recommendations because of this?
As far as starting in the snow, I knew that it was going to be bad weather, so I would not change my start date. I enjoyed it. I had planned on the snow, and that's part of the experience, in my opinion. One reason I started earlier. The other reason was, to get ahead of the bubble. So I would continue to start in February if it were up to me, if I was doing it again.
Gear changes.
As far as gear changes, because of the weather, I would change. I would go from my 20-degree quilt to a 0-degree bag. I'd put the extra money in the bag instead of doing the base layer. Hopefully save a little bit of weight, but definitely stay a lot warmer. People I know that had the 0-degree bags, they didn't have any problem. And they weren't wearing base layers and stuff. So I'd put money into a better 0-degree bag than my 20-degree quilt.
All right, what about micro spikes?
Did I wear micro spikes? I wore ox, is that right? Ox, Yak Tracks, I'll get it in a minute. Yak Tracks, which are more of a springy type thing instead of spikes. It's like a spring that goes up underneath your shoes. Didn't fit very well. They actually hurt my feet, so I only wore them for one day. I didn't really need them. I just be a little on the safe side, going between Burningtown Gap and into the NOC. There was some ice on trail. I didn't need them that much, and so they just hurt my feet bad enough. When I got to the NOC, I left them there. Going through the Smokies, there's a few spots that were slick with the ice and stuff, but they were easy to maneuver around. So no, I wouldn't carry them back. I think they were a waste of money and weight, and I don't think you're really gonna need them, especially if you start later in the season.
What was your hardest part of the hike so far?
Getting
Leaving
off trail.
me.
Getting off trail would be the hardest part. You know, I've only done 471 miles. The new hasn't really worn off yet, so it'd be hard to say what was the hardest part. I mean, there's a lot of cold nights and cold days and rainy, snowy weather. But as far as just the hardest part of the trail, I can't say any of it was really harder than the other.
Okay, this is still on the trail. It says, will you consider a flip-flop to complete the trail in 2020 if the trail opens later than you hope?
Maybe I reckon if I started with a sailboat, it would be considered a flip-flop. I wouldn't actually like go up to Harper's Ferry and go north and then come back down. I mean, if I were going to do anything different, I'd just go ahead and start up in Mount Katahdin and come south. But no, I don't think would do it. But
all right, and this one, his last question was, how was staying in shelters with other hikers? Did they snore? Did they keep you out?
No, actually, I wore earplugs some, but I didn't have any problems staying in them. I've only stayed in one or two that were actually, well, let me rephrase that, going through the Smokies. There's about 4 of them that were real full. No, one time there were some snores, but I don't think they kept me awake.
You're so tired anyway.
Oh yeah, you're tired and you're getting in there and you're just trying to get some sleep. So I didn't have any problems with it. Now there are some people that did. One guy thought I was snoring. He reached over and slapped me. I was laying there awake. So I wouldn't say he slapped me, but he hit me on the leg, and so I looked at him like he was crazy. But it wasn't me snoring. I think it was Oso.
Okay, Cole, Quebec. How long did it take you to develop your trail legs?
Back to my trail legs. Like I said, I was out of Hot Springs and made it into Irwin, Tennessee before I really got them. So, you know, between 375 to 400 something miles, I had my trail legs.
Okay, Douglas Kafka. Other than your Z-Packs tent, what preferably lower price 2-person tent have you seen on the trail and would recommend?
Lower price tents. Really, the only other tents I really saw on trail was the Big Agnes tents. The Copper Spurs and see what I got wrote down here because I can't remember them. But the Copper Spur and the Tiger Wall were the only other at the Fly Creek. The Big Agnes was the only really other main tent brands I saw. I know I've seen on videos some REIs, people with REIs on some YouTube channels, some people I'm watching have some REI tents and stuff. So Big Agnes was probably the next leading tent on trail. As far as cheap, I don't think they're really that low price. You know, they're not like $100 tents or anything like that.
All right, the next question is from Mr. Leaks. He wants to know, have you noticed any differences in your mindset since you started the trail, such as priorities, wants, or needs?
As far as being on trail, as priorities on trail, wants and needs, you know, I've got, I want more food most of the time, or need more food, I'm losing too much weight. As far as in life in general, not really. You know, I'm having fun, and I'm not. This isn't something that's going to make me change my opinion on life or anything like that.
All right, so going back to your weight, you've lost what, about 17 pounds when you came home?
I had lost
around 17
pounds.
All right, this one is from Lori K. And it says, I'm curious about how you planned. Did you research all the shelters? Did you arrange for hotel rooms ahead of time on 0 days?
You know, I done a little research on the shelters at the beginning, say up into the Smokies, just so I'd have an idea of what was going to go on at the beginning. I didn't really do much research any further than the Smokies on the shelters. As far as hotels or hostels when you get into town, you know, if you watch the videos and stuff, you see the hostels, so you have an idea of what hostels you're going to consider, and also your family, you know, what they're wanting to consider, and all that is in the AWOL guide. All the phone numbers and stuff are there. So I didn't like pre-plan that, but a day or two before we were getting into a town, we'd call and set up for the hostels or the hotels.
All right, Kevin Simpson. He says he's curious about your water supply and treatment filtration. What's the most you carry?
As far as my treatment, I just use a Sawyer squeeze. Some people have the iodine drops and the other drops. I never use those. I just use a Sawyer squeeze. Up to this point, all I would carry would be the 1 liter bottle at most. The 20-ounce Gatorade bottle is what I normally carry until you get close to camp. But there was so much water on the trail right now that by the time you finish what you had in my Gatorade bottle, there was another 2 or 3 water sources you'd done pass. So water was not a problem at this time.
Taking a walk adventure. Wanted to know what was your mindset going into the Appalachian Trail, and it said future gear changes. That part you've already answered. So, what was your mindset getting to the end?
Well, one day at a time, enjoying it. My mindset was not go quick. I wanted to stop and if there was a Blue Blaze Trail I wanted to go down and see what was at the end of it. Just the main thing is enjoy it and you know, see what was out there. As they say, my tagline, you know, little things. So my mindset was to get out, enjoy it, do it one day at a time, you know, 1 week at a time, 1 town at a time. Don't think about the overall big picture, and have fun. As far as gear changes right now, the only thing I've changed for the summer is my backpack. I did go to the Osprey Exos. But that's the only, other than getting rid of my winter gear, that's the only gear change I've done.
All right, Shutterbug's Adventure. This is a good question. I was wondering if you could cover things about blogging your hike, that is, what you are using, how hard it was to upload your videos, how are you storing all your content, and any words of advice for those of us who want to vlog their hikes in the future. Because you have done lots of vlogging, so.
Well, yeah, and thanks, Shutterbug. I appreciate you doing the trail magic, taking us to the trailhead. So I appreciate your help with that. I just use my iPhone. It's XR. As far as recording, I was always going to take the GoPro, but with the iPhone, everything's right there on my phone. I use KindMaster. I just use the free app. As you can tell, my videos are pretty basic. Chop cut. There's no music. I don't, you know, I'm not a big producer, I reckon you could say. So I try to keep it short and simple. So I don't add music to my videos, very seldom anyway. Shoot the video, chop it, piece it together, trim some ends here and there. And I just use the KindMaster, the free app for that. Use my XR. It's all on my iPhone. And then after I upload them, I delete the videos because they're uploaded to YouTube. If there's a bunch of pictures I want to save, I'll either put them on iCloud or back them up in some other form. But really all I use is my iPhone XR.
So what advice would you give her? Just do what makes you happy? Because it's what
as
you're
far as
doing.
how to do it or
Like,
what?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got to do what you want. You know, like I said, I'm totally surprised that people are watching my videos because I'm videoing what I want. You know, and putting out there. Everybody shows you the big pictures and the big views and stuff, and I wanted to see the small things, and that's why I put, you know, the rock crevices and the trees and stuff. That's why I put them on there.
Jeez, with the hollow logs.
No,
something's gonna get you one day.
But you got to video what you want. I mean, if you want subscribers, maybe find out what your subscribers want. I appreciate my subscribers and the people that video it, but it's what I want. And like I said, I didn't expect to get maybe 400 people at the most. And so I appreciate everybody. I'm very, very surprised that I've got, you know, as many as I do have. You got to do what you want, and hopefully your subscribers will come to you.
All right. George Hickey's got one good one here. Considering your fascination with rocks, my question is, how will you be able to hike through Maine? I think he means there's going to be so many. How are you going to get through?
Mean, you know, you just got to do film the ones that you can film and enjoy it as you're hiking through. You know,
there'll be hour-long videos.
Well, they won't be. I mean, you just gotta you film it in your mind, you know, and try to pick out the good ones to video. And if I have to, I'll just walk through there blindfolded, I reckon. I don't know.
All right. Denver Gibson. Did you do any physical training to get ready for the AT? Running, long hikes, weights?
No, I absolutely did no physical training. I had planned on it. Some personal issues came up the last month or so, and I wasn't able to. So I hit the trail in just my normal shape.
Yeah, but you guys got to understand, he's a big outdoors person. So he's always in the woods hunting turkey or deer, or so he doesn't.
That doesn't make you in shape though for the trail.
Yeah, but you don't sit still. So I mean, just somebody's couch potato can't get up. And,
well, yeah, no.
You know,
if
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I was in decent shape. I'm active.
Yeah.
I'm in decent shape. I'm not a runner or anything, but you know, but I'm not.
But you didn't have a regular routine,
right? I wasn't overweight and everything. You know,
he had a belly.
But if you're in shape decent enough, you know, I don't think you'll have a problem. You know, because like they say, the trail's going to get you in shape for the trail. So just be smart about it. Don't get out there and try to do 20-mile days the first month you're out there. So no, I didn't do any physical training before I got on trail.
All right, this one's still from Denver too. He said, what surprised you most about the AT?
Other than my subscribers, you know, it'd be hard to say what surprised me the most. I'd watched enough videos over the last several years that everything that I came upon I'd seen on video. You know, the people you meet, very nice. So I expected that. So you know, I don't really know. As far as, I'm not going to get into this COVID-19 issue, but
But I think that surprises everybody.
But the way people reacted to it
yeah.
on trail.
But I don't think that's what they were asking.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Can't really say what surprised me the most. So that'd be a hard one.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate y'all watching. That's part one. It was a 36 or 37-minute video, so I had to cut it in two because it was way too long. But I do appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all go ahead and watch part two. I'm going to have a bonus video here with maybe some bloopers and an area that I filmed just a little bit of close to the house the other day with Miss Nancy and I were out for a walk. So, again, thanks for watching. Be sure to watch part two.